the desktop app. Here you have all your colleagues collected under Contacts in the first tab. We use profiles to show if you're available or not, and for how long. Here you can see that Ethan has left for the day and that Alex is available, indicated by the green dot next to his picture. If someone were to be red, it means that they're busy in a call, just like Emma here. You can sync your contacts, calendar, and working hours from your Google or Microsoft account with your profile. You'll turn unavailable when in a scheduled meeting or outside working hours. You could also manually set another profile from the list or create your own and choose for how long it will be active. The availability profiles are also used by our system to decide if you're able to accept calls either external, for example from customers waiting in a queue, or internal, from your colleagues. Under the Messages tab, a big part of your internal communication is collected. From here you can send and receive chat messages, either as a direct or a group message. There's also a function called Public Rooms that allows us to create niche rooms for internal smooth communication. You could, for example, collect all Marvel enthusiasts in one room. In every chat room there's a video meeting room. You can either connect to the room with your device through Join Meeting or through a shared PIN or QR code. Let's dig into PBX services. I can set up rules that automatically sign me into a queue when my profile's set to available. So what does that mean? Under Queuing Systems, you can see that I'm available. A queuing system distributes incoming calls based on a preset logic, named Call Strategy, to a number of members who participate in each queue. If I go to a meeting that sets my profiles as unavailable, I will automatically get signed out. I can manually log myself into this queue as well. Let's see what happens if we get an inbound call as I'm currently logged into this queue. So now somebody is calling. The amount of calls in the queue will be shown here, and I can answer incoming calls from here. If I want to transfer this call back to the queue, I can do so as blind or attended. If I transfer it blind, the recipient will see the inbound caller's number. If I transfer it as attended, the recipient will be able to see my number. I could also transfer the call to a specific colleague. So if I transfer the call to Victor, it's the same thing. I can transfer it blind or as attended. During the latter, I will be able to talk to Victor before completing my transfer. The web and mobile app looks and feels exactly the same. Here you can see we have an ongoing call. It's the same ongoing call as in the desktop. And you can transfer the call to your colleagues blind or as attended from the mobile app as well. I can also transfer it back under the PBX tab, back to the queue. I'm going to transfer blind this time. Now the call got transferred. Here you can mark the call as handled. This is a great function for you and your supervisor, who now can see that the call has been handled. In this view, you get insightful statistics and you can see who answered the call, how long they talked for, and how long the customer had to wait. If you're on the move, you can see all live statistics from the mobile app, the answer ratio, the average waiting time, the average talk time, as well as the service level. Here, a supervisor can log people in and out of the mobile app as well. You can also open and close the whole queue. Under the Settings tab, there are more settings options that enable further customization. For example, changing the opening hours or the call strategy. Call strategy is where an administrator or supervisor can choose how the calls are going to be distributed amongst members of the queue. Whether you want everyone to receive incoming calls or if you want it to be randomized or prioritized. The sound management of your queues are easily handled here as well. Update your welcome message or waiting music at any time with a few clicks. There's more customization possibilities under the Settings tab. For example, you can choose calling method and ringtone under Telephony and Audio, or which number to show when placing outbound calls under Caller ID. You can choose a hidden number, your support number, or your sales number. In this case, when I'm calling as available, I will always show the support number. Under incoming calls, you can easily set up what you want to happen in different scenarios of inbound calls, even down to detail, thanks to the different profile settings. Under the History tab, you have all your calls documented under the categories of All, Missed, and Voicemail. Here you can listen to the recorded voicemails directly in the app, and you can also choose to get the voicemails transcribed and emailed to you by a bot, which is correct most of the time, and when he's struggling to hear the words, we promise you a good laugh. Another powerful function is that you can choose to record the calls. This can be very helpful if you need to document agreements with customers over the phone. You can sign into the admin portal with your Google or Microsoft account, phone number, or your email of choice. If you sign in with your Google or Microsoft account, it's the same login credentials you use for those services. When you enter the admin portal, you get an overview of how many users you have active right now. You also get a brief overview of how many users have downloaded the app. In this case, 85% have downloaded the app. You've got 3 hunt groups, 2 PBX systems, and 1 voicemail. Out of your 13 users, 6 of them are fixed users and 6 are mobile users. Here we notify you about unused licenses. It's your choice if you want to activate them or if you'd like to cancel them. This function helps you save money. Under the Users tab, you get an overview of all your users. When you add a user, you can create a user from scratch or use a template. Let me show you how fast you can add a new user from scratch. We can choose what country and department the user will be a part of. Settings like invoice place will now be automatically set for the new user. Choose a license if you want to use an existing or not. And lastly, you choose a number. Choose also what integrations you'd like to add to your new user. Well, let's say she's going to have the CRM integration. And then I press Create. This is real time. It's that fast and easy. Our new user is ready to get started, sign in, and to use our service. It's also fast and easy to edit or remove users. Let's demonstrate this on Alex. We'll always let you accept before making changes, so you can both add and remove users smoothly. In additional services, it's really easy to add different services like recorded calls or the CRM integration. In this case, you can see that this user already has recorded calls and CC Pro. And if I press Save, I've added new features on that member. Thanks to the search function, I can find all my colleagues and even select multiples of them for adjustments. I can filter based on country, departments, or whatever tagging you prefer to use. Under PBX services, you can add new PBX queues. Let's say we have a new customer support group and they want their own number. Press the plus sign and go to Queue Systems. Name your new queue. I'm going to pick a number and create the PBX queue. So this is also live in real time. I'm going to add some numbers. If I press Save Changes, if somebody calls this test group, it's going to call all 3 members. So that's how fast you can create a new queue. If you go to opening hours, you can set opening hours pretty fast. It's a drag and drop. Let's say they close at 9 and they open at 8, recurrent every day. There you go. Now you have opening hours for these 2 days. Removing groups is just as quick. Let's show you the IVR Builder or the Call Flow Builder. This is where many struggle answering the questions. How do we want to be organized? Or what do we want the call flow to look like, etc. This tool is straightforward and easy to use thanks to the graphical view. You can clearly see the call flow from the top, down the tree of this number, what the opening hours are, and so forth. This is how easily you can add multiple button options for your customers when calling this number. From there, I can decide to have another question, to connect to a team, a group, or an individual, or to send it to a voicemail. So this is where you design your entire call flow. And as soon as I hit save, this is live, and I can try it out myself. From here, I can record new sounds or add a sound file to any building blocks in our PBX tree. As you can see, you don't have to be an IT manager to manage a PBX. Under Administration, you can find a smorgasbord of helpful tools. For example, the Invoice tab. Here you can see all the invoice places you have, invoice history, and future invoices. Also, further helpful integrations, such as Power BI. From here, you can easily download reports in different formats and choose to get them emailed to you on a regular basis, just as often as you like. From here, you can access the web app. As you see, you get the same product across all platforms, and when you add integration, it integrates in the entire system. That's it from me. If you liked what you saw, contact us today for a customized demo tailored to your company's needs. Our sales representatives would be happy to assist you.